Hello, welcome to Arcade Couch, the best place to chill with friends and get your game goods each and every Monday. My name's Dylan Blight. Joining me on the couch this week, Ashley Hopper.
Hey John, excited to be here in a week where a bunch of games came out that we didn't play.
Every week on the show. Also here, Karen Marchant.
None of us played any of the games that came out this week.
What did come out this week?
JSAUX, the new game from Don't Nod.
Yeah, didn't play it.
Thirsty Suitors came out this week.
Yeah, didn't play it. What else came out?
I feel like the bit
play
has
it.
backfired. I feel like the bit has ultimately backfired on Ashley.
I mean,
Yeah,
also, the two games I want to play. So
Headbangers came out this week.
Yeah, did it?
Yeah. So I downloaded it on Game Pass. Haven't played it yet.
Nice, very nice.
Well, stop.
Anyway, video games. We should probably start playing them because
that time of the year.
that time of year, I suppose. So game of the year time's coming up. Got the start all the organization, all that sort of stuff. So I might have to play some games.
Some
AA games. No, calm down.
Work your way up to.
I'm playing AAA games. I'm playing Spider-Man very slowly.
Extremely slowly.
Savoring it.
I don't know about that one.
This and the Fall of the House of Usher going to be finished in 2020.
Fall of the House Ashes on purpose. Spider-Man, not so much. My lack of video game playing is just because I don't know. Spend all time writing about games, not actually playing them. Is my
That is the issue.
That's the issue. All right, this week on the show, not much to be completely honest. We'll just go through some things and call it a day and let you all enjoy the rest of your evening listening to whatever podcast you've got queued up after this one. Tony Hawk is coming to Brisbane.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, you're about to find out, Kieran. The event is being held on January 27th in Brisbane at the Fortitude Music Hall, and it's celebrating 25 years of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. So you're going to have a bunch of Tony Hawks, Hawkman, Hawk people signed. What are Hawkers? I know what the pluralization is. Michael Keaton's. You got a couple Birdmans. Yeah, come down. Tony Hawk himself.
People signed to Birdhouse?
Yeah, that's it.
It was Aldous Hodge.
What it was called. Yeah,
Aldous Hodge. It was Hawkman in Black Adam.
There you go. Him too. Tony Hawk will be there skating on an 11-foot vert ramp. It's going to be in the middle of this music hall. You can play the OG games on a 5-meter video wall, which will be situated behind the bands playing the music, while everyone else does skateboarding. And VIP tickets are going on. They're up, and you can meet and greet the Tony Hawks and the Birds peoples. You going, Ash?
I don't know, maybe. Sounds like a lot of pressure.
I reckon if I was in Brisbane, 110%.
You'd have to go, man. Yeah. It's Tony Hawk.
110%.
Right? What if one time on that vert ramp he just doesn't come back down? Just like the aliens finally take him back.
What if I'm there when Tony Hawk dies?
Well, I wasn't implying that he dies. I'm just implying that the aliens scoop
seriously
him up, or like gravity just forgets about him and he floats off.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I looked at tickets. They're $69. So.
But yeah, I think it's worth it. It's Tony Hawk. I don't know why Australia. Is he doing is it like a world tour thing, or is it randomly like Brisbane? Boom.
From what I can see, apparently Brisbane. Unless he's yet to announce other ones.
Because has there ever been an Australian skateboarding?
Has anyone in Australia ever rode skateboards? I think so.
I've attempted.
I used to skate. I was a skate boy.
You were a skater boy, and you said, "See you later, boy."
I said, "See you later, boy." That's right. Yeah, I mean, so where's this Fortitude Music Hall? Can this thing theater?
In the valley.
Bash?
I don't know. I've never been inside. It opens late 2029. Oh, late 2019. And then something happened at the start of 2020, which made it not many people go there. So,
so now you've got a reason to go.
Yeah,
see
maybe
the Birdman.
See the Birdman.
He was on.
Just ask Buddy. Get Buddy to go over.
Yeah, exactly.
See if we can get some media tickets. Let's hit up Activision.
Yeah. All right, try that then.
Now, does
okay, so apparently there's going to be an evening with Tony Hawk in Sydney and Melbourne. but the event is only going to be
Yeah,
Okay.
that makes sense.
So with the event with the band and everything.
yeah.
Because general admission tickets are still up. I just checked. So they haven't sold out yet.
Alright.
There you go. Just saying.
Come on,
So the
Brent
bands-
Vegas. Get out there.
So you got Tony Hawk, Lizzie Amato, Elliot Sloan. These are the skaters, by the way. Reese Nelson, Tate Karku, Philippa Nunes, Jaws, Sean Hale, David Loy and Clint Walker. Music, Body Jar, Birdman, or the unexpected virtue of a Tony Hawk cover band. Alec Lay, DJ DZ Death Rays DJ set. Hold on. They're the all ages sessions, and then the night session, some of the same stuff, plus Teenage Jones, yours truly. Yes, they're the ones.
I was gonna say, I almost would have expected maybe they, be a couple bands from the game soundtracks, not.
Well, yeah. So
a cover
Birdman
band.
on the unexpected virtue of Tony Hawk cover band, they're just playing songs from the games.
Yep. But
Yeah, so what, you're
still.
going to get the band to come out and play the one song that featured on the soundtrack?
Yeah, you're gonna get
I
like
think-
Blink 182 to come out and play one song.
They played more like some bands have to have played more than one song across all of the Tony Hawk games.
Nah,
Possibly.
I'm pretty sure they're very fresh.
And there's
across the-
definitely there is 100% a lot of pop punk and that style of bands looking for the easy bag right now in life that probably did not, have not
yeah, the easy bag, fly it all the way on the other side of the country,
Hey.
other side of the world.
it's
for
the
one
easy
show.
bag. If they're paying for it,
They're not making enough to.
well,
I don't think so.
It could be.
I mean,
it's fucking Tony
Shout out,
Hawk.
yours truly, Australian pop punk band, right? But
Who?
fun trivia. Let me tie this in for you. So they're playing at the adult show, right? Yours truly, Michaela Delgado, lead vocalist, did the song for Bayonetta 3.
What?
Yeah, I was doing my best to no sell that one. That's
Yeah, I'll go to the show. Play that Bayonetta song.
Play the Bayonetta song, you fox!
you like Bayonetta?
Fuck you, Zol. Anyway, yeah, you should go. Hey, I'd go.
But just her, like
All
not
right,
the rest of the band, just singularly her.
Yeah, no, it was just her. It wasn't the
Damn.
band that did the song.
Yeah.
It was a song it was a pretty good song. It played every time you played as the other character, not Bayonetta, the pop punk.
Oh, so
Play
it's
the
not
not
even that good.
Bayonetta song.
Yeah, the one that's not about Bayonetta. Sure.
Yeah. All right. Call of Duty. So Modern
Yeah,
Warfare
let's
3.
go.
Woo! Let's talk about the series that Xbox spent how many billions of dollars buying.
Hey,
How many-
Blizzard
I,
for?
I think they spent more money on court fees at this stage than they did the.
yep,
Um,
most likely. But PlayStation needed it. Like Call of Duty was a staple.
So I don't know if everyone's caught this, but yeah, Eurogamer writes Modern Warfare 3 players with early access to Call of Duty's latest installment have taken to social media to share their dismay and outrage about the shooter's campaign. Although the first-person shooter doesn't formally release until the 10th of November, some players who forked out the shooter's pricier digital editions can play the campaign early via early access. Quote, I played 1 hour of the campaign and got my refund, announced one player. And I think you should too if you feel the same way I felt. This is was complete lackluster raid episodes out together. Having just finished COD Remastered recently, this game failed to capture what it means to be a campaign. And if this is how it all begins, then I'm sorry, Modern Warfare 3 does not redeem itself from the shit show Modern Warfare 2 caused its launch and somehow continues to make fun of my wallet. I'll be holding off on touching this game until something positive comes back from the community. Peace. Another player said, what a slap in the face. I'm shocked and appalled. The writing was on the wall this entire time, if you really think about it. I'll admit that we had 1, 2, or 3 missions that really stood out. That open combat garbage, though. If this is the direction of campaign going forward, this is officially the death of COD. Another one. This is without a doubt the single worst and most insulting COD campaign that I've ever played. And everyone who worked on this portion of the game should be ashamed of themselves for sending it out. And Activision themselves should be ashamed for doing this to the franchise. You've completely shit on all the OG characters and the new ones. I honestly preferred World War II's campaign. And that one sucked.
Wait, was that the comment or was
That
that
is
you?
the comment. Here's another comment. Bobby Kotick just got one last laugh on his way out. He's such a douche. I mean, look, yeah. So Call of Duty's come out. This isn't just people writing shit talking it. The reviews for people who have been like, I don't think the embargo terms, people can't like fully score the game yet, or I don't know what the embargo terms seem a bit weird on this game, but
I've seen scores for this already.
I've seen scores for the campaign, but I don't think they're allowed to do full scores for the
for the multiplayer.
Okay. I think there's some like weird thing on it. But for like most people have been giving it like, I think I've seen like 4 or 5s being the highest end of the review score. I mean, IGN's review here, just pulling it up. Modern Warfare 3's campaign commits the biggest sin possible for a globe-trotting action thriller. It's boring. What had the promise to be an intriguingly spun web of mystery instead ends up being a dusty cobweb you'd find at the back of your shed, clinging onto 15-year-old garden toys you once had fun with. 4 out of 10. Unbaked, reshaded, and cobbled together from multiplayer parts, Modern Warfare 3 single-player campaign is everything a Call of Duty story shouldn't be. So yeah, the latest Call of Duty comes out just in time for Xbox to, I haven't seen it myself, but you know, I've seen other people seen this on X this week, or the socials. Turn on the Xbox this week and you get a big old ad that pops up about Call of Duty. So nice big banner ads that just takes up your entire TV screen and you have to click off it when you apparently turn it on. So good shit there. The conversation around this seems to be, hey, this is what happens when you rush out these games and there's no like actual dedicated team to the multiplayer or to the single player that has enough time to give to it. And then they've like shut out this very short story mode that's like got these open world levels, but they're basically multiplayer maps where they're just like cobbled together some narrative to make it all work. So yeah, cool.
Yeah, so Modern Warfare 3, because all I've read is like this game doesn't even have a platinum on PlayStation. This game doesn't have a platinum on the trophy
This
list.
game on PS5 is DLC trophies for Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, so it's considered DLC. It's using the same assets, the same engine, pretty much the same as Modern Warfare 2. I would be very curious to know how much this game was affected by the Microsoft purchase, because I know Activision Blizzard's been in a weird limbo for a very long time. If development on this was kind of started during that period, it's like, okay, how much is Blizzard allowed to spend on doing this? How much is Blizzard or Activision even, allowed to spend? How much resources are allowed to put in? I guess for a company that's waiting to be sold, you don't really want to be spending a lot on a game. But at the same time, because you've got Call of Duty is in a yearly, it's at the same point Assassin's Creed was in a number of years ago, where it was Call of Duty is locked into a yearly schedule where this October-November period has to have a Call of Duty in it where a new multiplayer is available for players to start grinding, because they only do the grind they only like kind of create the multiplayer to have a year's worth of content, and there's got to be battle passes and there's got to be everything, and this is kind of a major money flow for Activision Blizzard, so it kind of has to happen. Maybe this year they should have took the bullet and said, you know what, no, we won't make a Call of Duty, we'll give it a year off. But at the same time, is there a business decision behind that? Because does them taking a year off making a Call of Duty at the same time as them wanting to be sold affect the price of the studio? Because it would, in some cases, maybe devalue the franchise for Call of Duty slightly and say, well, this isn't as strong as it used to be. It's in a bad position. It's having to take a year off. So let's give you less money for all your studios. It is, juxtaposed with this was the kind of the main asset that was being fought over by Sony pushing for the kind of this, like, for the sale not to go ahead, was so that Call of Duty could be guaranteed to stay on all consoles. And, had that conversation started happening again after this had come out, that would have been damaging all around.
Ash thought of a zinger at some stage.
I mean,
Yeah, he
all I
did.
see is
I
another game bought by Xbox. Turns out shit. Like, when are they going to finally do some oversight? When are
Sorry,
they going to do
what?
some
Sorry,
control over their stuff?
What? Fucking.
They could have pulled the
It's so
plug.
funny because I can see the stage. There was a stage there
Yep.
when you was talking where you see it on his
I can
face.
see
Where
it,
he's
yep.
like, yeah.
No, I can see it being processed, but
I
He's
mean,
like,
it all,
"I'm
at the end
gonna
of
shit
it,
talk Xbox.
all of this falls at Microsoft's feet. You know, they've released one game owning Activision. That's shit. So I mean, 0 for
I
1.
don't think they officially own them yet.
no, I don't think it's officially his ownership yet.
No.
Even though
Isn't it,
Philly Spencer turned up at BlizzCon.
Yeah, how much?
Oh,
Oh
have you
yeah,
kept
that
up
was the
with
thing that
BlizzCon?
happened this week.
Yeah, that was the thing that I
BlizzCon
didn't bother
was-
putting in the notes
No.
because I don't know who actually cares. I don't know if
No?
you know.
Are you
care
excited
it.
about the new Overwatch character, Dylan? Kieran?
Well, it's a character that's been rumored for Overwatch for like 3 or 4 years. Like he has been potential to be released for years now. I don't know. BlizzCon's an interesting time. It's an interesting point to see where Blizzard thinks its company's going, especially for like stuff like World of Warcraft. All I've seen is positives around World of Warcraft and around Overwatch. The crazy thing is I've seen very little about Diablo from
I think they just
Just
BlizzCon.
announced
announced the
a
new
expansion.
expansion. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
I hadn't even seen that today. All I've seen today is Overwatch discussion and World of Warcraft discussion because
No,
they
they
announced the
ne-
new World of
There's
Warcraft
proper
stuff.
expansion, yeah.
But I think it's an interesting point. I think Blizzard's got a lot of work to do. You could see it in their Overwatch team, how much work they've got to do to kind of win back a lot of favor and a lot of appreciation for it. And even to the case of, I think they lost some of that battle when they had the Overwatch World Cup on and they scheduled it so the halfway through a match, it cut away to the opening ceremony happening of BlizzCon, which is kind of like, oh, okay, you don't care about this World Cup enough that you have to turn it away and there's no way for people to watch. Yeah, I think it's funny because Phil Spencer in his speech is like, yeah, this is the first BlizzCon I've ever attended, and it's like I think that's a funny statement coming from him considering how interested it's been for a number of years of Microsoft into purchasing Activision Blizzard. You think they would have attended, or he would have attended some more? But yeah, no, it was a better than nothing showcase, and it seems to be at least positive for Blizzard. It'll just be nice to see Activision Blizzard as a whole move on from this. And Ashley might say that this Call of Duty is Xbox's fault and Microsoft's fault, but you could also look at it as now Microsoft can say they saved Call of Duty when they release a great Call of Duty in a year or two's time.
I mean, then it's just a bad. Why were you buying a flagging franchise?
That's what? That's of course.
If
you
they
do
could see
that.
it going downhill, why would you buy it for so much
Because
money?
if they could turn it around, that's an amazing business decision.
When have they turned it around?
They brought it for Candy Crush. I know what he's.
But also
Yeah,
that mobile
that's true.
games.
Yeah, that's accurate.
All right. Silent Hill Ascension falls flat with glib approach to trauma, microtransactions. Right, PCGame.com. Silent Hill 2, considered one of the greatest games of all time, thanks to its generally unsettling atmosphere and deft use of visual and narrative horror to explore complex themes of guilt and loss. The series has had many, many missteps since the Blood game came out in 2001. Its most promising project, Hideo Kojima's Silent Hills, was stuffed out even after its PT demo earned its own place in the horror game experience, blah, 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 blah. On Halloween 2023, long after fans made peace with Silent Hills never happening, a new game in the series launched. Silent Hill Ascension is an ongoing, episodic, interactive streaming show. The first taste of Silent Hill we've had in years. In Silent Hill Ascension, Konami and Genvid have shown me that the series can be further ruined in new and inventive ways. It's a parade of awful and insulting choices that needs to be explored from several directions. So, and this, I'm glad that someone has a good article here, because looking at any screenshot of this game is very fucking confusing. First, though, it would help to explain what Silent Hill Ascension is. This isn't a conventional game that you can purchase and play on console. Rather, it's a web-based experience that presents non-interactive scenes like television episodes, then presents viewers with choices to determine how the story unfolds through nightly installments. On paper, this sounds like an interactive movie like Black Mirror Bandersnatch on Netflix, where you can choose where the story goes until you reach an ending. That isn't the case with Silent Hill Ascension. Rather, all viewers can vote on decisions that will be made in the next installment, and the decision that gets the most points determines where the show heads next. I said points, not votes, and that's where the first watch of Silent Hill Ascension hits like a sock full of quarters. Viewers can spend influence points, IP, to give their votes more weight. The more IP you put behind your vote, the more it matters. So how do you get IP? Points are meted out slowly as you accomplish achievements, like watching new chapters, solve more puzzles, get more points. You can get about 800 IP per day and another 1,500 IP with weekly awards. Or you can spend $20 for 26,400 IP, which is more IP than you can get in a month from just watching and playing. And it'll all be available at once for you to dump into any decision you want to claim. Also, if you spend the most IP on a decision, you get a golden moment reward. That's basically a badge that just shows how much you wanted to tilt the scales. If you want to get more IP, you can purchase a season pass, like the $20 Founders Pack. This gives you a series of rewards you can unlock in a game with a battle pass, including thousands of IP and plenty of cosmetics and emotes. Oh, and the season pass also fully unlocks puzzle games, because otherwise you can only play a couple of levels in 2 out of 6 of the Silent Hill Ascension games each day. GenVid repeatedly notes that Silent Hill Ascension is free to play watch. It's just not free to fully engage with any of the interactive elements. GenVid also says that these decisions impact Silent Hill's quote-unquote canon, which seems pretty tenacious. They might change how this story goes, but the actual canon of Silent Hill as a series and a world is pretty fluid. Cosmetics for passive viewers. Eagle-eyed readers will notice that I mentioned cosmetics and emotes, and that might sound very strange for an interactive show. After all, it's not like you're actually in the show yourself, you're watching it. That's Silent Hill Ascension's next smack across the face. New installments are released 9 p.m. ET Eastern Time every night, and everyone can watch together live. There's even a chat box so you can react to the new chapter. It's an incredibly simple and barely moderated chat with no organization, groups, user lists, or pretty much anything useful. But you can blast or promote what you type during a live stream by spending IP. You can also make your 3D avatar for Silent Hill Ascension, but it probably won't have any difference on your viewing experience outside of your avatar's face as your profile icon. There's only a handful of options in terms of face, hair, and skin color, unless you buy the season pass and unlock more options. Those options won't show up very well in your profile icon because it's very tiny. At least you can customize your icon with a unique frame. If you buy the season pass, unlock more frame options. There's a small chance your full avatar, including clothing and accessories that would otherwise be invisible, will be shown off to viewers. There'll be a cameo contests where your avatar might be chosen to have a cameo in an episode. That's it. Then there are emotes. If you want to chat during the stream, you can use a good handful of emotes by default without spending anything. The usual collection of emojis and a few other icons. Or, again, you can buy the season pass and get your more unique emotes. They're different characters, face palming. They're different monsters. And there are a big rainbow colored splatter of text that says, "It's trauma," which we could have used during the first 12 months of All New Marvelcast.
Fuck. Missed opportunity.
But all in all, this game, which until it released the other day, I had been mildly, not thinking it was going to be good, but I had been interested in, because every time they talked about it in any Silent Hill stream or news story or press release, I'd read it and I'd watch a video and go, still don't fucking understand what this is. Continuously, you'd watch them talk about it for 5 minutes in a stream and be none the wiser about what the fuck this actually is. But yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. I don't know. Does anyone, Ash? As far as I'm aware, Kieran knew nothing about this until 5 minutes ago when I started talking about it. So
Correct.
Yeah, it's an odd one. I don't think it's a terrible idea. It's just clearly been implemented in a way that nobody wants it to be implemented. Like,
No, I don't understand. Like, here's how you solve this. It costs, if you want to make it if you want to make it easily accessible and get people like have it at a price where people would happily chuck a couple bucks at you and enough that people check it in, you don't make the game free. You just make it like a couple bucks to buy into the first, like, what, 6 episodes?
You
know what I mean?
you pay for the season, I guess.
Yeah,
The only
that's what
way
I
you
mean,
can
the
access
actual
it is you pay
season
for
of
the
the
season.
show.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, I'm like, how the fuck was that not just the first?
Because you've got to
Well,
monetize
also,
it as many ways as you possibly can.
Yeah, I guess the other way to look at it is like, is anybody going to jump into it without knowing what it's like? You know,
If
Your first viewed episode's free. After
no,
that, you have
but
to
like
pay.
if the door is, I guess if the door is
but then you
already
just
open,
create a bunch of dummy accounts.
well, yeah. But I guess you can only watch the first episode. But if the door is already open, people walk in and then they feel obliged to spend money, or they're more likely to feel obliged to spend money. If you put $3, $4, $5, $6, $7 as the entry fee, more people are more likely to go, nah, don't worry about it. But if they've already got the game downloaded and they're already kind of in,
I don't know.
there is
Other
the
than-
potential for them to spend stupid money on stupid things.
Who the fuck's like?
Do you want my hot take?
Sure.
If people
Ash.
want to spend stupid money on stupid things, I think, if they've got more money than sense, I'm more than happy for Kodami to take their money.
If you want to spend money on stupid things, explosionnetwork.com/support.
Yes, just put it there first, and then you can also spend the money on the stupid thing you want to actually get.
Yeah. Just saying.
I just
I put a
don't.
lot of money into this website in the last couple months, and I would much prefer. I need,
If it
I
makes
need
them
your
happy,
stupid
I
money.
don't. I don't know if that's the thing that's going to make them happy. Let them spend it. But if you're a smart, rational person, you're not going to spend that money on this, and you're going to
I
realize.
just think it is somewhat interesting that they've turned a story-based game into some form of almost gambling, that more money means better things for your options and your choices in
Well,
games.
the weirdest and most like outlandish part I saw straight away out in the first like 48 hours of this being out is straight away it was just like people would be playing the game quote unquote normally by like playing it for free and using the points to help vote, and it would be like sort of balance between options, and then some motherfucker who was willing to spend the $20 or whatever to get the 21,000 points just like completely drops all
Just
their
dumps
points
it
in
all
one
into
thing, and
a bad
they
thing.
change it. So it's like it may be like 56 to 40 whatever points, like, and then someone's like, bam, nah, my choice.
Yeah.
And I guess that makes the live viewings of each episode even more. It becomes an auction, right? It becomes an auction where people are bidding against each other, trying to make and pushing up what the money they're getting in those live moments.
Pretty much.
From multiple people. That's insane.
Yeah. I don't know why you would care enough at that point to like put so much money in. But
People got more money than sense half the time.
Exactly. So,
about...
again, explosion.com/support.
But think about this, right? You are somebody that
we can help you with that problem.
You don't have much
balance the amount of sense you have. Yeah.
What was you gonna say, Kieran?
I was just gonna say that some people who don't get very much control in their life, if they find that they get this control through Silent Hill and they could put money behind it to get more control, like, it sounds fucking not to sugarcoat it, like, it sounds sad, but like there are people in this world that are like that, and if they feel like, if this isn't a massive thing and there is a smaller player base doing it, if you can influence a lot of things yourself, then I guess that's a positive for some people.
It sounds like all you need to do is wait another week and you could freely influence it as much as you want, because nobody would be watching or playing.
Yes.
But yeah, it doesn't look great either. Like, I think I've seen other screenshots outside of this actual, like, and it, like, the interface just does not look good.
No, it doesn't look great.
With the chat
I think
and
the clips
everything
themselves without the chat, like, it's fine. Like, if you did that, but the stuff with the chat and the side and everything, it looks like a joke. Like, it looks like a fake game.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen some fake edited.
I mean, is it technically a game? I guess.
Only if you pay, so you can interact and play the mini games.
Well, that's the thing, right? It'd be like you get YouTube, but you can only play and pause it, the videos. If you want to like change the quality, if you want to change the speed it's playing at, if you want to,
so if you do want to get the highest quality, you have to pay. So
yeah, you have to pay for it. Like you have to pay. You have to get YouTube.
Does anyone pay for YouTube Premium here?
Yeah,
Yep.
I do. Yeah,
I do.
Yeah,
okay, we all do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, good. Oh, that's fine. I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
No. Being able to lock my
we all do it, so it's good.
Yeah, no. Being able to lock my phone while a YouTube video is playing, so I can listen to something in the car, is
yeah. I feel like if you use YouTube enough, between like the no ads, locking it, download stuff if you like. I've downloaded stuff to take on a plane.
Yeah.
Like if
Listen
you
to
use the
podcasts
features
at youtube.com/Splash Network.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Like, yeah, there's enough. I understand like you'd get even more out of it if you used it for the music as well, but I still play for a different like Apple Music as well, but yeah. Sorry. But I still get enough out of it. I mean, no ads is a fucking every time you see someone like people try and like put off like videos at work, they'll open up their phone, like connect to TV and put a video on. I'm like, yeah, show me the thing. And then a fucking ad starts. I'm like, oh, you poor fuck. Like do you want me to do it? Like, we won't have the ad. It's fucking. All right, I only posted up one review this week, and it was not for a game, but a thing that you can play games on. So review up went for the Acer Predator. What'd you say?
I said it was a great review. I read it.
Oh, thank you very much. Acer Predator Helios Neon 16 review. I put up. So first game, Neo. What did I say? Neo.
You said neon.
Oh, neon. Yeah. Well, it has neon, so there's like shiny lights and stuff on it.
Yeah.
So this is a 16-inch gaming laptop, i7, 16 gig of RAM, 4060 NVIDIA GeForce RTX installed. Good, not great, not fantastic. So I don't know how long we want to spend on the nitty gritties for this, but the basic thing for this is it is a really good laptop for playing games. Like it plays even stuff with ray tracing on and stuff like that through the fantastic sort of AI powered technology we have available for PC games these days, like DLSS and stuff like that. This laptop's able to take advantage of that, and I was able to play a lot of those things at like playable, decent frames and stuff like that. That's all when it's plugged in. Yeah, as long as you have the desk, which is my main hold up. Like, I understand a lot of people and a lot of these laptops are moving towards this thing of like, well, people just buy the laptop and then they plug it in. But I'm like, at the end of the day, if you're buying a gaming laptop and I can't like at least take it outside for a decent chunk of time or take to a friend's place and not have to plug it in, I'm a little bit like, well, like it's not really a laptop then. It's just a thing. So in all my testing, anytime I took it outside my house here, took it to lounge room, I don't know, just anywhere away from outside this room I'm in now where I had the charger at most time, I'd get like 30-45 minutes, like sort of tops. I don't think I ever got an hour on playing a game on it. And I'm sure you could get an hour if he was playing like a fucking Minesweeper or some shit on it, like a really low battery powered thing game on it that wasn't sucking as much out of it. But
wait, you couldn't even get an hour of constant
gaming? No.
That's insane.
What about just running it?
Running it, yes. So web browsing, like watching YouTube, whatever. Like that's they advertise at 6 hours battery, and I'm saying that 6 hours if you're just like general use, like browsing web, fucking looking at shit on Facebook, whatever, doing taxes. Yeah, sure. Like that's what I'm saying that is. But at the end of the day, people buying this fucking thing aren't doing that. Like this is a gaming laptop, and it's a gaming laptop that's fine as long as you. No, it's not fine. It's a really good gaming laptop as long as you're tethered to your desk, which was sort of my whatever, however word
to a PowerPoint.
Yeah, to your PowerPoint. So, and the charger is a big chunky fucking son of a bitch too. I tell you what, it's a chunky thing, these gaming laptops. So, and the other sour point I'll put on it as well. So what did I give this at? Yeah, so I gave it an 8 out of 10. So the other little sour point I had was 512 SSD included. Now there is a 1 terabyte option, but the 512 is the lower end model or whatever. In my opinion, any gaming laptop being released, 1 terabyte should be the low end model. It shouldn't be like the the thing. 1 terabyte should just be the standard. Because I installed a couple of games on this. Like when I got it, I installed Baldur's Gate and I installed something else. I can't remember. I wrote a review somewhere. Whatever the first 2. Baldur's Gate and something. Cyberpunk, I think I installed to fuck it. Yeah. So I installed these 2 games. I'm fucking nearly done. Like I'm approaching 300 gigabytes at that point. So 512 gigs these days just ain't gonna cut it. Like I think as a minimum for a gaming laptop at least. Like I understand for maybe a work a work laptop and an office laptop, 512 is probably plenty. Like you're fucking more than you need even. But gaming laptop not so much. But otherwise, performance was really, really good. The design is a little bit weird to me. It has this like thing at the back where the screen doesn't sit flush to the back or even close to it. The back sort of protrudes out. It's a little bit weird, but I think it's done for the way they designed the cooling, because the cooling on this thing is really, really good. Like even playing stuff at like doing a lot of the 3D Mark tests and like running some of the Cyberpunk tests and stuff like that, just to put it through paces. Like it never, like the fans would kick into gear, and like when it was really high, like the fans would get whizzing or whatever. Like they weren't like super loud, but like it's fine. It's not sound like a jet plane's taking off, but you could hear them. But also the laptop never really got hot at all. Like I had this thing on my lap and like laying in bed a few times there, just set up and whatever else. So that was really, really good as well. So if you want to read my full review for that, that is on explosionnetwork.com. Go read it there. All right, couple shout out articles as well before we wrap up this week. Jacob put up his full review for Assassin's Creed Mirage. He gave it an 8.5. He said, and you can tell me if you agree or disagree, Kieran. That's the only person who's played it. Assassin's Creed, he said, Assassin's Creed has taken many forms to date, but this has been my favorite. Return to its roots while taking many of its adaptations and changing the title for better. Changing the title for better. I can't remember if you said you'd prefer this or you.
I think it's a good step forward, but I think I do. My opinion does differ slightly. I don't think I would have scored it as highly.
No, you can't have that. Everyone's got to agree because you
I
can't like
this.
I know.
Can't, opinions, man. Yeah. I don't think I'd scored it as highly. I think this game is very, very relaxed in its roots and it's very comfortable in its nostalgia, but I don't want it to be comfortable there. I want it to be like this is a nice, healthy pot of nostalgia. This makes you feel good, but I don't want to.
Like there was enough. He says, I'm hoping that Ubisoft will continue to supplement their larger games with these titles in between.
But I don't want them to keep relying on stepping backwards to kind of keep fans on side, if that makes sense. I want them to find a new formula that is just as good, if not better, as Assassin's Creed, without having to be like, hey, this is just like the old ones, remember? I think there needs to be some kind of progression and forward movement for it.
I don't think everything in the franchise needs to be completely uniform, and you can have a variety of different types of games.
Yes, that is also correct. Yep. No, that is. Sorry, stuff about this being
I can understand. You don't want them to release games that are purely there to rely on nostalgia.
Like
it's like, hey, remember this is exactly like the games you loved when we first started making.
Remember.
I think for me personally, this was great because it was a 20 to 30 hour. It depends if you did everything in the game, play through. And it was different, and it was definitely a pace breaker and a kind of a palate cleanser for the Assassin's Creed franchise. But also at the same time, I felt like this was a love letter to the first game. And this is all the good stuff from the first game and is very similar and very close to the first game, even to some of the points of some of the weaknesses of the first game. But I don't want them doing that I don't want the next game to come out, right? I don't want them to have a big game, and then I don't want to do the next kind of mini game or the side project is like a love letter to Assassin's Creed 2. I don't want them to go down that path of we're just going to go to the nostalgia button every other time to make it. That's all.
That's fair.
Like, do what they did with
played it, so I
Assassin's
can't
Creed
really
Rogue and stuff. Assassin's Creed Rogue, I'm very high strung on. Like, that's a really interesting and different story that is an important piece in the Assassin's Creed universe. Like, do that kind of stuff with your site.
I mean,
They will. It's called Skull and Bones. It's about pirates and stuff.
no, I think they probably are sort of going in like some of the other games are not going to be this massive first open world games. I don't think that the Hexy game, for example, the Witch one, is going to be a massive 40-hour open world game.
I think it could be. If that's slated as the next big Assassin's Creed game on the next...
No, the next big one's going to be the Japan one, in my mind.
Ghost of Tsushima Assassin's Creed?
Yes.
Yep.
To me, that's the next big open world Assassin's Creed game.
We shall see. But it was still a good review, and
Yes.
Yeah. No, it was still a great review. I just differ a little bit on it, that's all.
Yeah, go to the comment section. Let him know.
Nah, that's why I have a podcast about it, you know. This is my comment section.
Also, he just had another review up for the JSAUX, I think that's how you say it, JSAUX Transparent Blackplate for the Steam Deck. Every time he sends and does these things and sends through reviews, I look at the pictures and go, fuck that. Anyway, he said this one's a lot easier to put together. So read Jacob's review for that if you have any interest in modding your Steam Deck at all. If you have a Steam Deck, I guess, you know. Here in Australia, it's ROGers mostly, but, you know. If you have one of them Steam Decks somehow, you do you, boo. And the last shout out, and I put it in the shout out section because I know Kieran spent a lot of time talking about it, but Kieran put up a really good review for Spellbook finally, gave it a 9 out of 10 in his final score there. Was there anything you didn't like? Because I know, we talked about it, the PAX thing and everything, but anything that changed?
No,
How
there's
many more
nothing I
times did you
haven't.
playtest it?
So 4-5 times in various different settings. So playtested it with my family a couple times over a couple weeks with some friends. I didn't really talk about it in the review because I didn't think it was anything to write home about, but there is like a 1-player version of the game. But it was okay, but I wouldn't be recommending to buy the game just because if you were only going to play it by yourself. It's just a very different game in that case.
Is it like Solitaire?
A little bit, yeah. Yeah.
Fair enough. That was really good. So hopefully the first, as you tweeted, the first of many board game reviews to come, I guess. Hopefully. Our first board game review.
Let's go. Tabletop stuff. Let's go, everyone.
Tabletops. Shout out to Wood. That'll do it for this week's episode of Arcade Couch. That's it for everything this week. Hope you've all been having a great week, and we'll back next week talk about the video games we haven't been playing as well. That stuff. I mean, to be fair, have you started that game that you can't talk about yet, Ash, or no?
Yeah, I'm like 4 hours in.
Okay, that's fine. So you haven't been playing, so we just can't talk about that.
How far into Alan Wake 2 are you, Dylan?
I haven't started that at all, but I have started a game I can't talk about either. So that's fine.
God.
Mine's not as big. Mine's just a fucking indie game. I'm going to full admit mine's an indie game before you fucking. Ash is playing something of substance. I'm fucking playing an indie game. Anyway, thank you for guys. This week's episode I can catch. Check out explosionhour.com. Check out explosionhour.com/Twitter. Take you to our Twitter pages, the X pages, whatever called. Explosionhour.com/Discord takes you to our Discord. Join there if you'd like. Explosionhour.com/support again if you don't know what to do with your money and would like to give some away to us because we deserve it more than the Silent Hill game.
Konami.
Yeah. Definitely more than Konami.
I don't want to toot our horn, but I'm pretty sure we deserve money more than Konami.
Yeah, I'm fucking 110% sure.
Based on everybody's critiques of the Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, based on that fucking thing. Yeah, so. All right, goodbye.